Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we're playing this again. Jordan can't see at the minute because his computer's shit. But oh, hang on, we've got to. Yes,
Don't go that way.
the items were too weak. We need all the Millennium items. So, in order to restore the God cards, we need to get the Millennium puzzle. But where is that? It's well, she's gonna get it.
Is it in the museum?
No, we don't know. We've got to get Obelisk, the other God card.
Okay.
We've got to find Kyber.
Cyber crystals.
So let's nip to the shop first. If we've got, there's a robot monkey here we can duel. Let's do that.
Robot
Might
monkey.
as well. Can you see?
No, I can't.
Alright, you might want to.
In fact, it said you've been disconnected. Sit tight. We're patching.
Well, I look forward to you popping up anytime soon.
Well, I mean, I
Uh,
don't click. This is what happens when I multitask for the internet.
so when we get a little further into it, we're going to get better cards from beating some of these weaker duelists, which is going to be really handy because we could do with some more good trap cards. Some of the later duels that are going to be a bit tricky. Yeah.
Oh, we don't want tricky. We
No,
want a piece of cake.
that's not very good. Okay. Right, what you got for me, old man? Oh, there's a card I would quite like here. They've got it. I don't think they have. What does this do? If this card is in the graveyard, resurrected. Okay, that's probably not the best card though.
Um, I started playing Baldur's Gate 3 this week.
Did you really? I thought you uninstalled it.
You thought what?
Didn't you uninstall it?
No, I didn't uninstall it. What made you think that?
You said, didn't you? You got that error message way back when we were starting tonight.
No, it wasn't an error message. It was trying to update and telling me update, and that's because it's not installed on the SD card placed inside
Hmm.
the Steam Deck. It's on a separate SD card, but I had taken out in order to play for stuff that we needed to play. It's on SD card 11, whereas Call of the Wild is on SD card 1, and Euro Truck Sim is on SD card 6.
So Kyber has left his little brother in charge of this global multi-billion-dollar corporation. I hope that goes well. And oh my god, the terrorists are here.
So I've started playing Baldur's Gate for
Yeah.
this week. I am on my second attempt at the game because my first attempt was getting used to the mechanics and the controls and the visuals and all that kind of stuff. Went quite badly.
I bet.
So I have picked a second. I picked a different hero, a different character. I'm playing as a warlock rather than as a ranger hunter thingy. Because then I can eldritch blast stuff, which is handy. I have taken advantage of time somewhat by not rushing through to a location at the start and starting a timer for how long I've got to do stuff. So I've managed to do more stuff than I had done in about as much time. It's all gone rather well for me.
Well, that's good.
I am enjoying it as well, but there is some save scumming.
Yeah, I have to say I do like how the ghouls are separate from the main villain. I just
I mean,
like that
really,
as an evolution. Yeah, they're more of like a just thugs, whereas before in the last game they were working for the main villain. So bit of a change there. Yes, Baldur's Gate. I've heard my colleague likes that. I've
yeah. I
got
mean,
conversation a few times.
it's quite a following. I've played the first and some of the second. I didn't get into the second as much as I did
Uh,
the first one. but the third one is so far quite good. I have inadvertently ended up romancing 2 different people in my first and second save. At the moment, I have a more romantic connection to the vampire character we bump into very early on into the game. I think it's a forced encounter. I think.
You think?
Yes.
Right, I'm hoping. Fuck, that's not good, is it? That's not good at all.
I'll take your word for it. I still can't see.
What beats dreams? Fiend beats dreams. Fuck. I think it does, but I'm gonna lose this.
Oh, you dipshit.
If I draw another fiend, or just something that can hit hard. Or a field card would be nice. Oh god, how do I do it? You know, this game is hard as fuck if you... it's just another dream. Yeah, this game is hard as fuck if you're playing it normally. If you make it, you know, if you even the playing field with cheats, the story is actually quite good. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it feels bigger and grand and sort of epic in that sense. Yeah, I did lose. So, yeah. Oh, fuck, I've got to go through that fucking cutscene again. Okay.
That's annoying.
Now, thing about this game is that you can discard from your hand at will. Now, if you know anything about sort of trading card games, you'll know that there are some cards that have effects when they're discarded.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, you might realise that actually the ability to discard at will is sort of broken in a sense. Now, there are a couple of cards this applies to that we are going to add when we can find them. And so we'll keep an eye out for that. One of them will summon 2 other things when we discard it. 2 other quite strong things actually when we discard it. And yeah, another one is a god card, so we better keep an eye out for that.
Well, hopefully you find it.
Well, I can get it pretty easy, but we'll wait just a little while. Wait just a little while. So let's burn through this cutscene as quick as we can with Elon Musk here, and
you will be surprised to learn that we when it comes to comments,
we don't have any new ones.
We don't have any new ones.
No.
Not since the one from 4 days ago that I showed.
That's okay.
But someone liked my response.
Which comment was that? The one about this game?
Someone commented on the part 1 of this as, oh yes, the self-inflicting torture game.
Yeah.
And my reply, which has been liked, is as someone morally obligated to watch as Ben plays, I can assure you, it's not always self-inflicted.
Yeah. Well.
You saw it when I sent it.
Yes, I did. Yes,
I
saw
showed you it there and then.
Yeah.
So, and I'd only just typed it when you saw it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but I can't see it at the moment, so.
Well, that's all right. I mean, I sort of don't like you bitching about it, to be honest. But I can't say I've given all your games in the past due attention, so I suppose it's fair enough. Yeah.
Made the noise that suggests that it's going to a video.
That's something.
I can hear it, but Discord has also suddenly decided it's not. It's like it's failing Africa.
Would you like another topic?
Yeah, go on then.
That's not good. Actually, it's fine. I can deal with it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So
I have one, and I would be surprised if it's not on your list.
okay, well I'll leave the one I think is probably yeah. Oh, fucking A, that's great. Let's put that in. Um, this was something I meant to raise a long time ago, actually. Um, are you familiar with the big cat thing in this country? This is the idea that well, there are big cats in this country.
I mean, in the wild,
Yeah,
I'm aware that there are wild cats.
yeah. It's the idea that there's a population of panthers or cheetahs or leopards or whatever. Oh fuck! I've got to. This is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to fight all of them. I suppose I still can, maybe. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, you can see. Yeah.
Can, yeah.
Well, I mean, the theory goes that people bought them in the 70s and 80s as pets, and they got too big, so they let them loose. And people have seen them and even been attacked by some of them. Well, there's been a bit of evidence, allegedly. Somebody sent in samples from dead sheep that contained big cat DNA. Now, I looked at this when I first saw the headline and thought, oh, wow, you know, that was stupid of him to attack with such a weak monster. But then I read the article, and this is a professor, who was sent samples by somebody who researches big cats. One of the things he argues as a reason for why this is genuine is that the guy has sent him numerous samples before that have all proven not to be a big cat, which is interesting to me because if anything, that's more of an incentive at a certain point to say fuck it, I'm just going to fake it. How he would do that, I don't know. But there's been plenty of sightings and plenty of photographs that sort of do look like a potentially big cat. So yeah, there might be something in this. Who knows?
I know I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's a sort of nice idea, isn't it? That we've got big cats again in this country. It can get cold, I guess, but they survive in wildlife parks. You know, and they have some heating there, sure, but I think they probably could survive in this country.
Probably.
In the wild. So, yeah. Yeah.
Would you want a big cat if you could have a big cat?
No.
The little one annoys me sometimes.
Poor little Elijah. Right.
You say poor little Elijah, but
he what?
He twats me in the face.
Well,
whilst I'm trying to sleep.
What they do.
No, it's not what they should do.
Yeah, they do that all the time. Can you not lock him outside the door?
I mean, I could, but then he'll just meow outside the door.
Put a white noise on. Drown him out.
I don't want to have to do that. I don't have to. It's quite nice that he'll sometimes most nights he'll lay up and curl up with me. It's just when he's twatting me in the face. It's an issue, you know?
Oh, come on, get through it. She's been kidnapped, by the way.
Okay. I've found another topic that I meant to write down.
Alright, go on.
Have you heard about Karen Reid?
Why does she ring a bell? I'm gonna go see.
There's a murder trial.
Is the Australian mushroom poisoner?
Nope.
I mentioned that ages ago. I don't know what's happened with that.
Karen Reid is a woman who has been charged with the death of Boston police officer John O'Keefe, who was found dead in the snow outside of a home of a fellow officer in January 2022.
The
reason why this is suddenly big news is that A, it's in B, her defence is that she's being set up.
What's A? Sorry, I didn't. You cut out over now and then. What was A?
What did you hear?
There are two reasons why this has made the news: is A,
Okay,
and B.
A is because it's in court.
It's in
And
court.
two,
It's in
yes,
what?
it's in court. It's in court.
Oh.
They're trying. They're doing the.
Okay.
And two, because her defence is that it's a cover-up. That she's being framed by other people that are responsible for his murder.
Huh.
And it actually looks like there's quite a lot of evidence, as so far as the information I've finished. It doesn't actually support the idea, but maybe she's being set up.
Well, is she a police officer?
No. As far as I'm aware, she's not. She doesn't seem to be. But like, there's someone who has admitted to using official police FBI techniques and software to remove messages from a cell phone. There's people who someone involved as as an associate of the case on the night that the guy died, but before the body was found, apparently. Googling how long it takes to die out in the snow.
That's not great.
It's not great, is it?
No.
There's a lot of interconnectedness between the people involved that are most likely to have done it if it wasn't her, and the police involved in investigating the matter. One of the most damning pieces of evidence they have for this particular woman, this Karen Reid woman, is responsible, is that part of her tail light was found at the scene. A piece of tail light that they didn't find until a few days after, and a particular police officer involved in the one who did the dodgy thing with the text message, is found to have been in the area where her car was taken to when it was impounded as part of investigations, unsupervised, around about the time it was taken in there, despite apparently A, not working that day, B, not being scheduled to work that day, and C, having no reason to be in said area at all. Like they were like, well, I nipped into the office, I nipped into the police station for a couple of hours in the morning and then went home. But the evidence puts them as having been there most of the day, including in the carpool area where impounded cars go. Minutes before the car arrived. Like, this is fucking suspicious as fuck. Yeah. And it's looking very much like, I think he's inadvertently admitted to breaking a federal law.
Well, that's never a wise move, is it?
No, whilst on the stand as well.
Oh, Nelly.
Yeah, so he's in a spot of bother. But yeah, I just figured you're sometimes interested.
I am, yeah. That does sound like the sort of thing that's probably in a few years or so is going to be featured on a podcast I'm going to listen to.
Or maybe even in a documentary.
Maybe, yeah.
Let me see if this. Maybe this will have some more evidence or supporting evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
Her attorneys allege a sloppy investigation.
Oh, that's not uncommon, unfortunately. What's it? So the defence says that the grand jury presentation was packed with known lies and deceptions from investigators who deliberately concealed personal relationships between key witnesses, including the owners of the home where O'Keefe was found dead and guests at the party. One example was the relationship between Trooper Michael Proctor, who led the investigation, and the Albert family, who is part of hosted the party. I just want to point out this person has 20 life points left.
That's unfortunate for them.
Isn't that? It's just the way this game goes, because it doesn't have fixed multiples of 100 boosts. It has percentage boosts. That's how that comes from. But yeah, that sounds like a... Yeah, I mean, like Casey Anthony, I didn't follow her case. But it came up again in a podcast I really like, and it sounds like a really interesting case. So I would not be surprised if this popped up in that. And speaking of that podcast, actually, oh fuck, I fucked up. That's 2000. Okay. I think it's better than you. Yeah, I recently re-listened to the Lizzie Borden episodes of Last Podcast on the Left, which are some of my favourites. What do you know about the Lizzie Borden case?
Very little. My partner mentions Lizzie Borden quite a lot, and I never really listened.
Well, Lizzie Borden allegedly killed her stepmother and father very brutally with an axe. She went to trial for it. She was found not guilty. But one of the things that listening to that podcast makes clear is that it's really complicated. Like I read a book called Popular Crime by Bill James, and it's referenced in that episode, and they say that there are two real facts you sort of have to wrap your head around when you go into this case. One is that it's practically impossible for Lizzie Borden to have done it, and the other one is the fact that it's practically impossible for anyone other than Lizzie Borden to have done it, because of the timelines and the fact that, you know, because they were like 14 times her dad was hit in the head with a hatchet or an axe. And
Christ.
you know, that's a bloody business. But at the same time, there were plenty of witnesses, and it happened like 11 o'clock in the morning, and it would be really weird for some random guy just to come into the house, kill the stepmom, wait like an hour, and then kill the dad. So it's a fascinating case, and I think I don't think she did it. I think somebody else did it, but I suspect they were probably. I think there's some degree of collaboration there between the people within the household and an outside force. Yeah. Yes, that case does sound interesting. What's the So a police officer was murdered outside this woman's house?
Outside another party's house.
What is the motive here for her?
I don't know what the alleged motive is. There's a timeline here. So a bunch of people leave to go to a party at a home. Multiple witnesses. That's at midnight. Between quarter past midnight and quarter to one. There's apparently a dark SUV pulling up to the home, and they reckon it leaves around quarter to one. At 1:30, other people left the property and didn't see the body, but the car's gone, the SUV's gone. At 2:27 a.m., someone googled how long to die in cold.
Not great, again, as I said.
At 4:53, the guy is reported missing by people who were expecting him back, because you know, sometimes in the morning you would not necessarily know that someone was back if you were expecting him back.
Yeah.
5 a.m. someone was picked up to help look for the bloke. At 6 a.m. the body was found.
Okay.
So we're talking just over 3 hours.
Yeah. On the front lawn.
Yeah, basically. The group finds O'Keefe was unresponsive in the snow outside Albert. In the ensuing search of the scene, Canton officers recover a broken drinking glass consistent with one O'Keefe had been seen holding, and drops of blood. He's pronounced dead at 8 a.m. At 6 p.m. that day, the police apparently recover 3 pieces of plastic consistent with the tail light of the car. So she's arrested on the 1st of Feb. I want to know what the timeline is for Macy, because they. I've seen some of it on TikTok, and the trouble is, this is one of those things where I'm only seeing what I've been presented, right?
Yeah. I mean, from what you've told me, it certainly sounds very suspicious, but I'd need to know the reason for her alleged motive, as well as the motive for framing her.
I mean, one of these headlines: a murderer's romance job. So presumably they think that maybe she was some sort of romantic reason for it. There was a load of book dials apparently. I'm not sure who.
For what job? Sorry.
Frame.
Okay, so okay.
Like a setup.
Oh right, sorry, it got cut out again. I'm guessing that yeah, so like a romantic, which sort of makes sense. I mean, that is like a classic motive. Hmm. Yeah, that does sound interesting. We will have to see how it pans out. There's a lot of one-shot true crime cases that I sort of slept on, really. You know, Casey. Do you know about Casey Anthony?
It's a name that rings a bell, but I couldn't.
Casey Anthony, and I have to say allegedly because she was found innocent, allegedly murdered her daughter, Kaylee. Casey Anthony was sort of a party girl who, you know, had a kid pretty young, and allegedly the motive is that she was on Facebook one day, and she saw all her friends having some fun, and she was just like, "Fuck this." So she killed her kid and got away with it. And the trial was crazy because she accused her. Because it took ages for the trial to happen. It was a huge case, and everybody was really interested in it. And her lawyer, his opening remark, said that her father was like sexually abusing her. And they never mentioned it again in the entire trial.
Oh.
It was just thrown out there just to sort of, you know, throw the cat among the pigeons. But yeah, she was like a pathological liar. Like
sorry, was that bloke called Master Keith?
Yes.
That's a ridiculous fucking name.
Yes, he is a machine expert. His name was Bandit Keith.
Okay.
I suppose Master Keith is more amusing, yeah.
No, sorry, carry on.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Yeah, so yeah, she was a pathological liar. She said she told her family that she had got a job working, I think, at Universal Studios or at a big film production company, and you know, for like a year or so or several months, she would leave for work and she'd just sit in a park or at the railway station just all day, and then she'd come back. And when the police got involved after her daughter went missing, because she said that she was missing for a time, the police asked her to go to her work, and she went to the studio, and she like bluffed her way in. And she was like walking around with the police, and she was saying hi to people who were like, hi, back to her. And eventually she walks down a corridor, and it's a dead end, and she just turns around and was like, yeah, okay, I don't work here. It was like a pathological thing. It's a fascinating case. And last podcast on the left did a great episode on it.
Well, this will probably end up on there at some point.
Yeah, I hope so.
But I'd say look into in the meantime, because it seems like something that you would be interested in.
Yeah, I do much prefer their true crime stuff to their paranormal things. So the gist of this part of the game is that the ghouls have taken over the city, so we have to travel the world, which is very quickly done, recruiting duelists to come help us. Why we can't call the police is beyond me, but
Police ain't got the balls.
I suppose they're not really. Are they? I mean, are they actually committing a crime? I mean, they are stealing rare cars.
Oh, well, yes. If they're stealing, and they're committing a crime.
Yeah, fair enough. It's not just a case of being arseholes, being weird arseholes. I think I mentioned this before when you went to the toilet. Tag duels are pointless.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, you're not going to duel alongside someone because the hardware isn't capable of it. So it's just a single duel, and then you assume that the other person is doing their bit.
I'm doing my part.
That's a reference to that film, isn't it?
Yeah, it needs to be a bit more specific.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah, it is indeed a reference to Starship
Yeah,
Troopers.
which is about fascism and the military-industrial complex and stuff.
And how easy it is to rile people up into a they are themselves.
Yes.
Supportive of fascism. The Judgment Hand.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't need a Judgment Hand in my life. I've got enough hand.
Oh God, imagine how hard your hand would judge you. Jesus, the thing you've done to it.
And it needs to go into witness protection.
Yeah.
Would you like my last topic?
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, it's just a bit of a yawn. It's been a long.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
And again, that walk fits more to work. I believe that your favourite topic from last year.
Yes.
Maybe getting a sequel.
This is not on my list, incidentally, but we
Is
were.
it not? I
No.
thought it would be.
No. We were talking about this in work though.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For anyone,
Sorry, I just briefly want to interrupt to say that these ghouls have specifically targeted other people around the world, which is interesting. I like the fact we go around the world in this game. It does make it seem bigger. But yeah, please continue.
for anyone who's not familiar, Ben's favourite story is the one regarding the Titan sub.
Yes.
In which some billionaires died in a submarine.
No,
Submersible, sorry. Down by the down near Titanic.
It was. I mean, let's be honest. From a pure narrative standpoint, that was the best news story last year. I mean, we were gripped, weren't we? I was.
Well,
you were. We thought they were still alive. They were hearing bangs, and then James Cameron and I can't remember the guy's name. The guy who originally discovered the Titanic, or rediscovered it, I should say, went on TV after the fact because they both. I mean, James Cameron. This is like his big hobby. He knows a great deal about it. He's designed his own submarines and everything. And they came out and said that basically as soon as it happened, they were like, yeah, it's imploded. But they didn't want to be like, steal that hope away. But yes,
yeah, it's awful, isn't it?
But yeah, sorry. Please continue.
It's so recently, the last few days, some more really wealthy people have decided that they're going to do the same to demonstrate that it can be done safely. I believe is the reasoning.
I think it's to restore faith in, I guess, the industry and that company.
Eccentric billionaires.
Yeah,
it's not the same company. I don't think. I think it's a different.
Well, I mean, the industry does need faith restoring. It's not like it's not safe to go down there. I mean, James Cameron's done it loads of times, but he gets all the safety check stuff done, doesn't he?
Yeah. And it's not like they couldn't have afforded it the first time.
No, they could have. It was just this guy was. I mean, he was one of those mavericks, I guess, who likes to bend the rules and push things. But the rules are there for a reason. You can play with it. I don't mind people pushing the rules and pushing boundaries with this stuff, but don't risk other people's lives doing it. If he died on his own, this story wouldn't have had nearly as much weight to it. Because the whole point is that a bunch of billionaires went down and he got them killed because of his ego. And I'm breaking new ground and I'm great. But he weren't.
So we may get in the coming months. We will have to see, of course.
It will be fine.
Happens.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll absolutely be fine. But it's just funny, isn't it, in a way? Yeah, we're in that situation again.
Well, I did. I mean, the obvious joke was made on I think a tweet or a Reddit post of a tweet. That the universe has the opportunity to do the funniest thing. So yeah.
And kill them all again.
Yeah, if it happened again, this attempt to restore faith resulted in exactly the same thing happening again. Well, I suppose I ought to give you my topics. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So let's start burning through these.
Okay.
Star Citizen has
Oh, that
popped up.
con.
Yeah, yes, it's past 700 million.
Jesus
Now,
Christ.
we've talked about this briefly before. What's your view on that? Is it a
Uh,
con, or is it just they've promised more than they could possibly deliver and are desperately trying to
okay,
put
so
something together?
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Promising more than you can deliver is not in itself a continuing to promise to deliver something that you know you can't deliver on the with the guys of getting more money for it makes it a con.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like it wasn't a con, it has become a con.
Mm.
The obvious nature of the difficulty they're having making this thing happen has driven them to perpetuating it for money, and it's become a con as a result.
It's sort of sad in a way, really, isn't it? Because I'm sure the guy had the best intentions when he started, and I suspect you're probably right that they're struggling to put this thing together, and they keep getting money because conceptually it's an amazing game and they sold it really well. Would you like to explain what Star Citizen is and sort of the appeal of it for those who don't know?
My understanding of it, and I briefly looked at it a few years back. I'm not going to spend this sort of game. I'm pleased I didn't buy it. My understanding of it is that it's basically a space simulator where you can just do whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
you can walk around large spaceships, and if there's a space battle, you can be in the spaceship and jump in smaller craft and fly out. And yeah, it sounds amazing.
yeah,
Um,
I mean, independently, those things already within
yeah,
certain things.
yeah.
Um,
But I mean, I can see why it's getting money still because I'm sure they have sort of released stuff every now and then, haven't they? Like little promo images and footage and whatnot.
and I think it's
Demos.
basically I think it is technically a playable game at the moment. It is well below
Mm,
the standard that they have advertised. The stuff that you can do in it is well below the stuff that they have said that you should be able to do in it. So it's like it's early access, but like really early access, despite it being a thing for years and it having had so much money. I mean, you said 700 million, didn't you?
yeah.
Okay, let me have a look and see how much did GTA 5 cost to make? 265 million. So just take that into account when you think about the vastness that is. The issue, the thing that makes Star Citizen so obviously a con at this point is not necessarily that they're taking money for it still. It is just sums of money that they're charging for things that people get.
Mm.
You can buy a ship in the game. I don't know what it is, but like it's hundreds or thousands of dollars. Yeah, if they were selling a game for a tenner and saying, but it's still early days, we're still that's fine in my opinion because it's not a ridiculous amount of money. Whereas charging people, oh look, I don't know now. Let me buy Star Citizen.
I mean, I would just want to say down the rabbit hole. They did a video on this which was very good, and there's a lot of problems within the team itself. Like it goes into the fact that people are out of their depth, and I think the founder's wife, is a bit difficult. Things like that. But I also think one of the things is this guy is sort of he's on the hook for so much. And if he at some point holds his hands up and says, yeah, we can't produce that, that's a lot of money to be liable for.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't envy him at all.
I think. I'm trying to.
Fuck.
I think the cheapest way of buying the game at the moment, it comes to 39. That's at 10% off. There's another pack that normally would cost 75. It's like £72. But you get shipped with that. So yeah, it's you can buy ships for ridiculous amounts of money. It's just it doesn't. Like I say, I don't think it was initially. I think it's become a con. Because the thing about buying something in a video game is that it is really, in the grand scheme of things, no different to buying an NFT.
Yeah.
Only the thing is, you can't normally sell that again to some other poor schmuck that's bought into it.
Yeah.
You know, I will admit there are times when I have bought cosmetic things for Dota. Yeah, back in the day. But A, they weren't ridiculously expensive, and B, I thought they looked nice.
Oh.
You know, like I'll spend 40 pence making it so that the vision wards that you get look like a hand holding an eyeball, because that's kind of cool looking. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna spend the, I believe, £700 that you can get some of these similar things for, because I don't have that money, and B, a fucking what?
Yeah.
You know, it's not how it works. I'm not. You got to be a special kind of stupid to spend that kind of money on that sort of thing. And sadly, there are too many people with too much money and not enough sense.
True that. Fuck you. Okay. I sort of don't really have a choice, do I? I've got to use this. Yeah, it's yeah, this thing's just spiraled out of control. It's not a good situation for anybody.
No, it's really not. Sure, this video game makers have been overselling for years. It's not new.
Yeah.
Peter Molyneux, famously behind Fable, is well known for it. Like, there's nothing wrong with Fable, but it's not what it was presented as.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
did
I don't think.
Play that. I have vague memories of playing a Fable-ish. I think I did. Was it? Did it come on my Xbox or?
Well, I think
honestly can't remember.
Maybe 4 Fable games. So
I'm sure I did, in fact, but I can't remember the context.
You probably have. Like I said, there's a few of them. So, but like, I think there was something about how you could like knock a tree down and it would cause an acorn to fall, and then that acorn would grow over the course of the game, and you know, just silly little things like that.
Of course, nobody.
That aren't true.
Very rarely do people mean to overpromise. A lot of the time, they just get caught up in their own vision. Yeah, we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be great, but
there is intent to make it as presented, and actually turns out impossible.
You need to get the tech in line as well before we can get those things sorted. Right,
that's one of my things I like. That's one of the things I like about Finding Nemo, is that they invented software that they needed to be able to make the stuff move in the water properly. Like they created the technology they needed to do it. That's such a nice little thing about it. When they used the same software for studies in Monsters Inc. You know, just silly little things. But he's probably one of the most famous examples of over in video games.
Well, here's the topic I thought you were going to mention. The Tories have mentioned bringing back national service.
Oh God, no, I'll mention that.
No, well,
they'd have to catch me first.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we've got to find and destroy the hangers-on. Yeah, I mean, it's just, let's be honest, it's such a shameless attempt to appeal to their awful supporters, isn't it? That might go to reform.
I see, the trouble is, and here's really the question, Ben. And I understand that this is going to require you, or even the people that I'm about to have actually thought about this policy, which they won't have done. But what view do you think people who support this policy have of the youth that would supposedly be forced into?
Well, that they're lazy and idly need to kick up the arse. But I think it's important to note. When my English grandfather used to talk about the army, right? And I basically grew up thinking, oh, okay, he served overseas. No, he just did his 18 months national service.
Okay.
That's the sort of attitude that they have. But I think it's worth noting that a lot of, to have done national service, you need to be pretty old. So most people of a certain age have never done it, right?
No.
And it's just a way to say, because they hate young people. They do. They hate young people, and they want to punish them, and this is their way of doing it. It'll never happen. It's just shitty. They're exactly the same people who want to bring back the death penalty. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a mention of that in the lead up to the election. Not necessarily. We're going to bring back the death penalty, but hints that perhaps we ought to open up that conversation again, that sort of thing.
I was expecting you to say something along the lines of weak and liberal and that sort of thing.
Oh well, yeah, that too, yeah.
But the trouble is, if you are wanting a national service, people to potentially end up having to defend the country in a moment of conflict, do you really want those sorts of people doing it?
Well, I think the national service suggestion would be a far broader thing, and it wouldn't just be the armed forces, but it would be nursing and paramedic and things like that. I
think that's a volunteer thing.
Yeah, but that's a part of it. It's national service. They're expanding national service to include that. That's what they've said that they would do. There's an argument to be made that I think the best way of putting it is fostering a sense of volunteerism across all demographics. Maybe we should all have to do it. Do
you know how you foster in a country? I genuinely.
You genuinely what?
I know how you can encourage people to want to volunteer for their country in a capacity.
Pay them?
Do you know?
I don't know.
No. Make it a country worth volunteering for.
Oh, yeah, true that.
And at this moment, this country is not a country worth.
No.
It has its moments, but generally speaking, it's a great big pile of dung. There are bigger, more smelly piles of dung out there, absolutely. But it does not stop this place from being a great big stinky pile of dung.
There is a bit of a whiff.
It's not a particularly pleasant place, and the political discourse is part of it. Not all of it, but it's.
Why don't you leave then?
Well, the trouble is, they've made it so much more difficult, haven't they? I didn't already have a second home in España to escape to when the Brexit vote happened. The cost of living crisis makes it very difficult to pull the funds together to expatriate myself.
True that.
So,
I think there needs to be a spirit across the entirety of British citizens that all people that you contribute to the whole for the greater good. We're working towards something bigger than ourselves, the collective.
The greatest national service that anyone can do right now is vote for Tories.
That's very true. I'm sure that point has been made.
It absolutely has, but it's not. Yeah, it's stupid.
It's just something they've thrown out to. Somebody suggested that they're testing the water. See how receptive this is, and maybe they'll incorporate it in their manifesto. I mean, they have the advantage, in a sense, of being able to force Labour's hand. They're in power, so they can they can, and they're definitely not going to win. So they can say, we're definitely not going to raise taxes. Which means the Labour Party is sort of forced to come up with answers for that and say that they're not going to raise taxes either.
Well, they have indeed said that they're not going to raise taxes.
Yes, yeah. Oh yeah, these gauntlets are weird because the life point. This game plays with life points all the time. The life points in these gauntlets tend to be low. For example, they've only got 2,000. But we'll get to a point when I think the main villain has like 40,000. Or 30,000 when they usually only have 8. Yeah. I think we are past the halfway point. We are getting on, so it's alright. We'll keep going. I promise we won't do Yu-Gi-Oh next time.
No, we got to do Yu-Gi-Oh until we finish it.
Yeah, it's a game I like, and that's the thing. I suppose I'll give you another topic. Google AI.
I don't want to Google AI.
Well, this has been a search thing that's popped up.
Oh, is this for thing where it generally the top results are wrong?
Yes. Well, I think it's a new feature that's been added. I haven't seen it myself, but apparently people have been searching things and it's come up with blatantly wrong stuff.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Like, I think it searched. There was an example where they searched for presidents who've attended university or college or whatever they call it, and it's come up with like Andrew Jackson studied computer science in 2011. A noteworthy one is somebody searched for suicide help or something. And the response was, there's plenty of things you can do if you feel suicidal. One Reddit user suggests jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. So yeah, not great.
No, definitely not.
Just like that's not great.
I had seen that there was a lawyer who caught out as having used AI to help their cases, or at least a case, and it had made up precedents and former cases and all that kind of shit.
Oh, I think that vaguely rings a bell. This is not good.
No, it's not going well for you, is it?
No. No.
I think you're fucked.
I think I might be. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of astonishing that this AI thing has stayed up so long. You'd have thought Google would be on it.
Well, the trouble is, think how many searches they have a day.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd say at least 100.
Yeah, I'd agree. There's at least 100 searches a day, and if one of those is a problem, that's the one you're going to find out about.
Yeah.
If there's at least 1,000, if there's one wrong, that's still going to be one to find out.
Well, I mean,
you don't find out about the things that go wrong.
No, but
You only ever find out about what goes wrong.
Oh, hello, I'm having you. Yeah, but you can remove it as an issue, can't you? I mean, I see what you're saying, but I think it needs tweaking.
Oh, you're right. It does need tweaking to make. But again, sometimes it'll be the kind of thing that you don't think. But I saw a video the other day about things in video games that the developers never thought you'd actually do.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes it's like really things where they just know, and it's stuff where they wouldn't possibly imagine you doing it. And it's normally like bugs and glitches and stuff like that. Because I think what is it? It's the Oblivion game, Bethesda's Oblivion game. But paintbrushes don't have gravity applied to them, right? So you can theoretically, if you have enough paintbrushes, use them as a sort of staircase, right? taking them out of your inventory, moving them to where you want them, and then jumping on top of them. Right?
Yeah.
And this only works because paintbrushes don't have rope, which is such a ridiculous fucking thing. But we would never, ever, ever imagine for a moment that anyone would start using was staircases, would you?
No. Well, yeah, I mean, gamers are versatile. Makes sort of sense. Yeah. Well, I was always trying to balance on things in some games I played. You know, can I get on top of that roof?
Well,
like
if it's Oblivion and you've got paintbrushes, yes, you can. You know, so by that logic, just because people, they can make it as robust, especially again with a vast number of searches that take place. There's going to be scenarios that they can't possibly account for.
Yeah.
And when you take into account the fact that it is a machine learning situation, they have been given information to help build up an algorithm of how to respond. You mentioned it in the point you were making about the suicide help. Yeah. It's a Reddit user has suggested jumping off a Golden Gate Bridge.
Well, apparently it was also searching from the Onion articles, which is slightly worrying.
Well, I mean, if they haven't made it intelligent enough to understand what satire is serious, then. But again, that's something that actual people can't do. So you know, can we really blame a computer for not being able to?
This is true. This is true. Yeah. Right, I kind of want to pull this to a close. So, do you want my last topic?
Go on.
You like the Knives Out films?
I've not seen them, but I've heard good things.
I very much like Knives Out and Glass Onion. Watched Glass Onion last Christmas, I think, or the Christmas before. I really liked it. There's a new one coming out. It's called Wake Up Dead Man. I think they take them all from albums. So yeah, I can't remember who's in it.
Daniel Craig, I should think.
Daniel Craig, but also I feel like Moriarty's in it.
Andrew Scott.
Yeah, as well as some other people. So there's usually some big names involved. I could quite happily watch 100 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on the watch list, but
really like
you know,
them.
so much shit. I've heard that people are so happy to see their. I think what's the description? Their muscly strongman Hollywood actors in soft, cozy jumpers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Chris Evans is in at least one of them, isn't he?
He is. He's in the first one.
And he's just wearing a sweatshirt or a jumper or whatever, and it's like it's a weird thing to see considering he was Captain America. But like, give people more of that because that's what they want, right?
I mean, I don't really like Daniel Craig's Bond in some aspects. I like some of it, but it's not even his fault. It's just a conception thing. Not even conception. I don't like the performance.
Did you ever see Layer Cake?
No, I didn't.
He was good in that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a name in it either.
Yeah. I think that as I said, I don't really like his Bond, but I really like him in the Knives Out films. Sort of the same as I don't really like Matt Smith as the Doctor, but I like him in the other things I've seen him in.
Did you see him in Morbius?
I saw him in the Crown, which I liked him in, and House of the Dragon. I really like him and stuff. It's just but there's so many things that go into a performance. It's not just the actor's choices; it's the take on the character and the writing, and you know, and even costume stuff and various stories, episodes and whatever. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that we like the Captain Picard character.
Yeah.
I do not feel like we would necessarily like the Captain Picard character if it was within 50 Shades of Grey.
No.
Like, the story and the setting and the everything needs to sort of line up nicely And it's, sometimes it just doesn't.
Yeah. Oh no, he got all the Millennium artifacts.
I thought that was a good thing.
Well, no, he's the baddie. This is Keith.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, not our Keith. He's probably dead.
I've not heard about
no,
Keith.
he summoned the ball.
It's not a Tocklefane, is it?
No, it's a god.
What's the difference?
The winged dragon of Ra. Right.
I've not seen Layer Cake and I think Colmeen is.
I like
Who, of course, we have met.
Yes, we have. I like him in DS9, of course. Boom, fuck you. Using his own monster against him. Clever, eh? Oh,
Clever girl.
Couldn't even summon anything. Again, he can't summon anything. Let's finish him. Done.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Blastsphere. Yeah, we never summoned that. Yeah, I can use Slifer again. Yeah.
It's not having another go, I think.
No, he's playing with fire. He's using a god card and he's not obeying the rules. And we've got the puzzle. And we've got the Pharaoh back. Yay. Oh.
That's a quick change.
Yeah. Uh-oh. He's been playing with powers he doesn't understand.
Bum bum bum.
Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Yes, I'm great. Now we've got the winged dragon of Ra.
Where'd it go,
well, sphere mode. We need to figure out how to unlock it. Now I'm pretty sure I can get Phoenix mode soon. And Phoenix mode means that if I discard it, it will automatically summon to my side of the field. What's this then, eh? It's like he's being possessed by something. Oh no. I'll do it again. Yeah, he's been possessed by the ultimate villain.
The devil himself.
Well, a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yeah, sure, why not? It's called Reshef.
The ultimate villain.
Reshef the Dark Being. Oh no. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Backflip.
Oh yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Probably could have run up and down those stairs and it would have been fine. So yeah. Can we go now? You alright, love? Alright, well I guess we'll leave him there. Oh, come on, Kyber.
Bloody cutscenes.
Yeah. I bet Kyber Corp's stock has plummeted.
I bet someone's making a lot of money off it still.
Probably.
Backflip
oh no!
going.
The little kid got kidnapped.
Oh no.
Come on, burn through this. Let's go. Yes, so these two Goombas have kidnapped. Kyber's up better.
Bastards.
So what we need to do is we need to go to his island that Sol Chevalsky, or Pegasus, the main human villain, his island and finally confront him. But not yet. We've got some. I think we need to go to Egypt first to
Not
figure out.
Egypt.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to get the god card working. Oh, who's this guy?
Don't know, but he looked suspicious.
He does. They all look suspicious. Yes,
Especially that twat in a blue cap.
Yeah. We need to talk to a guy called Paradox, apparently. Come on, Ashizu.
I don't know, waffle on.
Yeah. It's fine. You basically know what's happening. Right. Hang on, I can just go up here, can't I? Okay. So, that must be a fair amount of time. Let's have a look, shall we?
For an hour and a half?
An hour and 7 minutes.
No, an hour.
Well,
Jesus.
that's fine. We're going for long enough. I've done my topics and I think we're both tired. So,
I am tired, yeah.
thank you very much for joining us on this special birthday week of mine. It's been fun, hasn't it?
Been alright.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.